All right, ladies. Okay, so I am going to walk with you and help you to apply your Seint Cream Foundation for the first time at home. Everybody's skin is different. Some of the distractions and things that you see on your face that you don't love. So maybe you have like a breakout, or you have, darker under eyes that you don't love, or even a birthmark. I do have some birthmarks. So some of these things that you're wanting to kind of just disguise a little bit, that's going to be tailored to you. And you can reach out to me and I can give you very specific colors and suggestions on how we can just smooth that out. But as for a basic application, I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, so I'm gonna show you my favorite brushes to use for the different applications. Some of you might have just a single brush, either the 30-second HAC brush, which is awesome. You can do everything with this, or you have the B squared. This is a nice buildable applicator, or the detailed HAC, or even the Buffy brush. There's a whole bunch of them and they all function really well. They all have things that they work really well for in particular that I like to, but if you just have one or two of these, that is totally fine. You can get an amazing foundation application with any one of these brushes. But I will show you my favorites right now. Okay, so we're getting ready to apply makeup. Honestly, guys, one of the first things that I do is I make sure that my brushes are clean. Some people will clean them right after they use them. I like to clean it right before I use mine. I don't know why, I just like to quickly do that. So I'm using, this is an old bottle, but I'm using our Restore, and it is the fastest cleaner. It disinfects and cleans the brushes, and it dries immediately. So you can use it right away. Okay, here we go. I'm going to be looking at myself in this mirror. So hopefully you can still see what I'm doing. I'll try and face you, face this, if that makes sense. All right, so initially, let's just take a look at our faces. So if you're doing this with me, I want you to grab a mirror. You have no makeup on, and I want you to take a look at the different places on your face that have different colors. Okay, so I'm going to point out some of the things that I see on my face. Number one, I've got a lot of kind of overly blue kind of tones around my eyes here, and it works its way up under here. Whoops. I have some red spots. Some of you might have melasma. This has really great coverage for those of you who have melasma, by the way. I have some redness around here, kind of spidery veins, a little bit over, well, quite a bit actually on the lids. So I'm just kind of taking note of the different places that I want to maybe color correct, for lack of a better term. Does that make sense? So I'm going to go in with my colors to and place them right where I need them. One of the biggest mistakes that I see with this makeup in particular is that we apply way too much. So one of the things that I want you to think about when you're applying this makeup is less is more. You can always add more, but if we start off initially with the less is more theory, you're going to be so much happier with your makeup. Okay, so I'm going to use my palette on my skin and you're going to use your colors on your skin. So I will have given you an under eye color, an all over highlight color, and your contour. So those are the three colors that we're going to work with right now. I'm going to start actually with my contour. I like to use the Detail Hack brush. It is amazing. It has become one of my favorites. And so I will show you how I use that. Okay, so I am dipping in to my contour color with the edge of my brush, and I'm gonna go right where the upper ear kind of meets my cheekbone here. And I'm gonna start there, and I'm just going to swipe that down. Can you see that? And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. So you can apply it width-wise or straight, whatever kind of look you're looking for. It also depends a little bit on your face shape. So if we're wanting to use this makeup to create more of a longer face, if you have a rounder face, or vice versa, we can talk about that. Just message me and we can work on that for you. But this right now is just placement. Now you're going to tap it in again, and you're going to do across the forehead. There you go. All right. And then I also go under my chin, and I use this. Ultimately, you want it to look like a shadow. Okay, so what is it going to look like if it's the wrong color? It's going to look dirty as opposed to shadowy. Okay, so if that's the case, then message me and we will troubleshoot to get you the right color, because that can make all the difference. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the other side of my Detail Hack. And I am going to touch in some of these discoloration corners here. Okay, so for myself, I prefer to use an orangey color. I'm just tapping it in, again, tapping it in super lightly. Where am I here? Less is more. And we are going to just... What you want is you want to dab it exactly where that discoloration is, okay? So I don't have purple here, so I'm not going to put the color here. I just have it here. That's where I want the color, okay? All right. And I'm going in with a color called Mango because it has a little bit of a warmer undertone, and it's going to cancel out that blue. Okay, can you guys see that? I'll take it in over here as well. And I'm only putting it where I see that purple, because we're color correcting that, okay? Another color you can use for this kind of color correcting with purples and blues is a lip and cheek color called Frenchie, which works really, really well, actually. It is also kind of an orangey undertone. Use it with precision though. Only put it where you see the colors, okay? Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see that. It made a huge difference, and it just brightened up that under eye, canceled out that blue purple hue, and just made it disappear. I love that about this makeup. Okay, and that is how you do less is more. With the right colors, you can put way less makeup on your face, and you don't have to worry about so much of that, you know, creasing and all of that, because you just have like the littlest bit exactly where you need it. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with my all over color. So I like to apply my all over color with the blush and bronzer brush. That is hard to say. Okay, so I use the bottom side. It's a little bit more dense. This side's super fluffy. This side's a little bit more dense, so you can be a little more precise with it. Now again, be very, very light-handed, guys, light-handed. We want to like very, very lightly dab it in, and then we're going to very, very lightly place it, okay? And this is gonna go kind of in this bridge area, chin, side of the nose. I'm just gonna do this side so you guys can see the difference. Very lightly, because I had that redness here. It wasn't purple, so I didn't put the orange there. I just am putting this coverage on it. And then I'm doing it there and up around my eyebrow and then up to the center. Now, my all over color is what I like to put on top of my lids, just very lightly. Again, we're just dabbing it on. And when we don't wipe, we're not going to wipe away our color correction. If we're doing too much wiping, then we can remove what we just did. So we want to make sure we're doing less is more. Less is more, y'all. Okay, so can you see that difference? Again, you may have seen in some of my other tutorials that we like to place it, let it sit, and warm up on our face so that we can blend it really well. So I'm going into the other side of my chin / cheek area. Less is more, less is more. One of the things that you want to think about when you are putting this makeup on is, I want my skin to look like skin. I don't want my skin to look like makeup. So we want just enough to give us coverage, but not enough to change the texture of the skin and the way that the texture of our skin looks. Okay, so less is more. I'm just gonna say that till y'all are sick of it. Okay, so again, I'm just patting, dabbing it on. It does not feel like I have very much makeup on at all because I don't. But it's fully brightened up under my eyes. Now, that was just my color corrector, my all over, and my highlight. So now, my all over and my contour. So now I'm gonna go in with my highlighter. So this is gonna be a little bit different for everyone, depending on what kind of look you want to achieve for your brightener. I could actually probably just get away with exactly what I have right now. And this is a very natural look. If I would just blend out my contour, I wouldn't have to put a brightener, but I'm gonna do the whole thing because that way you know, okay, at this point you could stop and start blending stuff in, or you can continue on with what I'm doing here. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with a brightener, and I do like what this brightener does. It gives a bit of a glow, okay? So I'm gonna start by putting it just on the tip of my chin. And it, again, oh, I didn't tell you that I changed my brush, my Buffy brush. I wonder if I should, I'm not gonna change it. Or, okay, so this is the Buffy brush. It's really, really dense. It gives full coverage. I've just gotten used to using this for my under eye here, so that's why I'm using it. But I will continue on with my detail hack brush, just because that's what I started with, and I want to show you guys that you can do most of everything with it. So I'm going to go in with my lighter under eye color, my Brightener, and I am going to just place it. Now that I have that area color corrected, I can place this under here and it's going to look like the same color. If I had purple here and then I put this light color on, like over top of that with, you know, kind of my warm pink on this side and then a little bit of purple, you cover that with this light brightener and it's not going to look the same. And that's when your eyes kind of look a little muddy. So you want to make sure you have that little bit of color corrector underneath, especially if you want to not wear very much makeup under your eyes. Brilliant for more mature skin, for those of us that are starting to get just the finest lines and wrinkles. Aging is beautiful. I am not against fine line and wrinkles, but when you have so much makeup caked on, it's going to crease in that. And the only way to get away from that is to do less makeup. So this is your trick. Okay, so right on the Cupid's bow, you can kind of see. And then this brightening here. And then I like to fan it between my brows a little bit. Bring it down. Okay, and then if you want to contour your nose, the reason for contouring your nose is to give it, well, to give it definition. That's what contouring does, so that your face looks 3D, right? But also you can kind of give your nose a bit more of a straighter look. If, let's say, like I've got, you know, some people who maybe broke their nose and it's a little bit crooked, or I have a little bump on my nose that it just came during pregnancy. Does anyone else have really weird stuff that came through pregnancy? It was weird. All of a sudden I had a bump on my nose. Anyway, so I can kind of minimize that when I use my contour. So the closer together the contour on the nose, the kind of straighter and thinner your nose is gonna look. The further apart, the wider. Make sense? Okay, so just take that. Can you see that? And then, man, I always twist like this. Give myself a nice... There. Okay, you can see that now, hey? So then I blend it down a little bit. And again, I'm going to be blending this all in fully. But this is where I'm placing everything right now, okay? I'm just going to give myself a little more of this. Okay, so I have my brightener, my contour, my all over, and now I'm just going to show you the placement of our lip and cheek. I'm trying to decide which color I want to show you. We've got some absolutely beautiful colors. Maybe I'll do something a little bit muted. Here, I'll do Frenchie because it is a beautiful color. This is the one that you can use to do the color correcting on your eyes if you have a little that blue hue under your eyes. But this is also a lip and cheek. Okay, so I like to use my fingers. Use your ring finger and you're gonna just rub it in. Get a little bit, can you see that? On there. And then what we want to do is we want to place it, like when you smile, you want to place it right here. Don't bring it up too high over here. Place it right in this area, and then we're going to blend it down. We don't want to blend it up into our eyes, okay? So Can you see that? This is a very subtle but beautiful color. Okay, so you're gonna smile. Right where that is. So when I first bought mascara, makeup, now Seint, I was super like nervous about using blush because it felt like such like, I don't know, I think all I could think of was the 80s craze of like crazy intense blush and big hair. And I was like, I don't want to have anything to do with blush. But when I started using it and applying it in the right places, it brings life to your face. So give it a try. Please do. It makes all the difference, and it doesn't look the way that it does, the way that powder blushes do. This blends so seamlessly. It is just a hint of flush, and it looks so great. Okay, so because we have such little makeup on, we actually don't have to use the Perfector sponge nearly as much. The Perfector sponge will press in your makeup, but it will also lift off any excess. And because we don't have much for excess, because we were really careful to not put too much on, we can probably get away with using this awesome big buffy side. Okay, so again, I'm gonna start with my contour blush, and I'm just gonna do circles. Guys, you can't get that wrong. Literally, I'm just going circles back and forth. The more you do it, the more it blends out, and it creates just that subtle look. Okay, that's what it looked like before. You really can't go wrong. Okay, so we're gonna do the other side. And this is not small ones, which you could do. I'm doing like big sweeping back and forth. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, and then I'm gonna blend in up here. So sometimes I recommend for y'all to take a little bit of the Frenchie. I'm using Frenchie, but like any one of your lip and cheek colors, and just put it sparingly along your forehead, because again, that just brings some color and life into your face. So into the hairline and just going in circles, bringing it down, and you're just blending it out. You can do the same down here where you put some of that contour. Okay, and honestly, except for on my nose here, and a little bit of kind of dabbing, just to give it a good blend. That is it. Look, that's a really natural, light, just brighten up your face and really accentuate the beautiful places of your face, which is your eyes and your lips and your cheekbones and all of the natural beauty that you have. Okay, so that is the basic hack, the highlight and contour. I hope that was helpful. If you have any other questions and you want me to cover anything specifically for you, send me a message and I am here to help you to get exactly what you're looking for out of your makeup. So anyways, I hope again this is helpful. Let me show you this lip and cheek color on my lips. It's a really pretty understated, and it's actually matte. It's not a gloss, so it's more of a matte. Anyways, you just keep adding. So all you're gonna do now is throw on some mascara and eyeliner if you do that, and you're good to go. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks guys, bye.